In this lesson, lesson 1.1, our essential question is, please repeat after me, how are even numbers and odd numbers different? So in today's lesson, we're going to talk about how even and odd numbers are different. All right, so if you would open your book to page 13. Actually, you're looking at a page in your book, so look at page 13. And on this page, it asks you to use your counting blocks to show each number. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to read to you a scenario about Becca. And Becca has 8 toy cars. So think about 8 toy cars. So you're going to need 8 of your counting cubes. I'm going to use the little red and yellow counters to show mine, and I'll turn them all in one color. So I'm going to count out my 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So when I put my counters on my 10 frame, I want to put them on there so that they are in pairs, because that's how we're going to determine whether a number is even or odd. So we know that pairs are a group of 2, just like 2 socks or 2 shoes. So when I put my 8 down in pairs, I'm going to pair them up instead of putting them just straight across. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go ahead and put your cubes on and pause the video while you do that. All right, so if you look, so Becca has 8 toy cars. The question is, can she put her cars in pairs on a shelf? So do each of those toy cars have a partner? Are they in pairs, and are there any left over? That's correct. So yes, she can put them on the shelf in pairs. Good job. So we then know that 8 is what kind of number? It is an even number. Even numbers can be divided up into pairs with no extras left over. All right, good job. The next thing that you're going to do is I'm going to read another story, and we're going to use our second 10 frame. So if you look, this is the story. Next, Tommy has 7 toy cars. So I'm going to show 7 toy cars up here. So what you're going to do is you're going to count out 7 counting blocks. So I'm going to count out 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you could, pause your video and see if you can pair those up on the 10 frames. Remember to put them into pairs as you lay them down. All right, so if you put your 7 toy cars down, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, are we able to put Tommy's 7 toy cars into pairs? That's right. 6 of them were into pairs, but there is 1 left over. So what kind of number can we say 7 is? That's right. It is an odd number because it has 1 left over without a partner, without a pair. And finally, the last number that we're going to do is the number 10. And I'm not even going to say toy cars. I just want you to count out 10 of your cubes. So go ahead and count out 10. Pause the video while you do that. All right, so you should have counted out 10. And you're going to take your 10 and you're going to put them on your 10 frame. So go ahead and pause the video and do that. And you decide if there are even or an odd number with 10. All right, so you should have put your cubes down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Does every one of my counters or your cubes have a partner? Yes, so we can say that 10 is an even number. All right, if we look down at the math talk, I want you to get out your YouTube journal, and I want you to explain this question. It said, when you make pairs for 7 and for 10, how are these models different? So when we made our model for 7 and then we made our model for 10, how are these models different? Go ahead and pause the video and write in your YouTube journal and explain that question. All right, so if you would turn the page, and we're looking at page 14. On this page, it asks you in the directions to count out cubes for each number. You might be tempted just to guess or to write even or odd, but for this lesson, I would like you to actually count out the cubes for each number. So if you look, it says that even numbers show pairs with no cubes left over. They all have a little partner. Odd numbers show pairs with 1 cube left over all by itself, and that is an odd number. So if we look, we are looking at the number 5. So you are what you can do, since you don't have a 10 frame in front of you, is you can just place your 5 cubes with a partner. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So as you can see, and they've shown you on their 10 frame with their cubes, you can see that there is 1 left over without a little partner. So we know that little 5 is an odd number because there's 1 left out. All right, so next I want you to get 8 counting cubes. Go ahead and pause the video and get the 8 out. All right, so if you have your 8 cubes out, again, we're going to line them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, if you look, we put our 8 cubes out. Do they each have a partner? Are they in pairs? Yes, they are. So we know then that 8 is an even number because they each have a partner. All right, the next number we're going to show is 12. And when we have 12, if you are using a 10 frame, you're going to see that you have more than 10, so you're going to have to use double 10 frames. So count out 12 of your counting cubes. Pause the video to do that. And then when you put your cubes down, you're going to put them in pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So do each of those have a partner, or are there any left over? That's right, they each have a partner. So we can say then that 12 is an even number. So go ahead and write even on that line. All right, our next number is the number 15. So count out 15 of your counting cubes. Pause the video to do that. All right, so now we're ready to lay our 15 cubes down on my counters. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, so go ahead and look. Do they all have a partner? Look at that little guy. Oops, he does not have a partner. So is that an even or an odd number? That's right, 15 is an odd number, so we will write odd. All right, I'm going to do one more with you down here at the bottom. Again, you need to use cubes. I know that you're going to look at it and think you know if it's even or odd, but I want you to check by using your cubes. So we're going to count out the number of cubes and make pairs, and then we will write even or odd. So let's look at number 1. The number is 6. So go ahead and count out 6 cubes. And we are going to put them in pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do they each have a pair? Yes, they do. So we know then that 6 is, and we can look to see how to spell it right here, is an even number. All right, what I'd like you to do before you continue on is I want you to look at the next page on page 15. And the directions for this page are a little bit different. We're still looking to see if there are even or odd numbers. The number is up at the top, so we have the number 17. So go ahead now. You don't have to use your blocks. But as you shade in, I would like you to count in pairs instead of just counting across, because if you count across, you might not be able to see if they're in pairs. So again, we're going up and down on the 10 frame. So if we color in 17, we can look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So when we look at that, we have colored in 17 squares and we've done them in pairs. Is there a square that doesn't have a partner? Does it have a pair? Yes. So would we circle even or odd? That's right. We're going to circle odd. So when you go to do the next ones, remember that you color up and down in pairs and count out the total number, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. All right, go ahead and get started. After you are finished with page 15, you can go ahead and do the problem solving applications on page 16. All right,